What am I supposed to make of this? I mean, we we were in such a deep hole a few weeks ago. We had we had this team in such an off-season hole that it seemed so hard for them to possibly recover from this. James Harden wanting to go to the Nets, that almost happened. And Russell Westbrook trade rumors, going around saying maybe he'll get traded to the Wizards or, to the maybe to the Knicks. Um, well, it's official. One of those trades has actually happened. Russell Westbrook has been traded to the Washington Wizards. Um, I I'm speechless. Um, I don't really know how to describe this trade. Um, it came as such a shock to me, and I only found out about 10 minutes ago. I've only known for about 10 minutes. And it came as such a shock to me that I am so I, I have no words. I have no words for what just happened. Now, truth be told, we're getting John Wall and we're getting first round pick, but is that what Russell Westbrook is really worth? I mean, this guy's an all-star, right? And we're dealing him a bit too quickly. I have to, if I'm being honest with myself, we're dealing him a bit too quickly. And the reason I say that is because, well, let's think about this. Let's be real here. John Wall been a great asset for the Wizards um, for the entire time he's been on that team in the league, really, because that's really been his whole career. Um, but for the last what? For the last what? 3 years, John Wall has been injured with season-ending injuries. Yeah. Now I understand that John Wall, he seems to be buddies with James Harden. He definitely wants to have a comeback season. He wants to he wants to do something to prove I'm still like I'm seeing stuff in the chat right now that's saying, we're getting a John Wall with something to prove. I agree. That is true. John Wall wants to prove that he is still an all-star caliber player, just that he might be injury prone. But are we sure trading Russell Westbrook for him is the best deal we can get? Because I don't even know his current. I don't even know John Wall's current situation. I don't even know if he's still injured or not. That's really what this trade comes down to, is if John Wall is healthy or not. If he's healthy, then yeah, I think the Rockets absolutely won this trade. If not, I think it could go either way. Now, I mean, I'm sorry, Russell Westbrook's not going to bring much to the Wizards. That's why I think this trade is kind of weird for them, for Washington. Um, Russell Westbrook is a, you know, stellar, stellar mid-range shooter. He can kill you on the inside, and he's a ferocious, dunker. He gets to the rim a lot, pretty quickly, and pretty easily. But he can't shoot threes. That's been his problem the last few years. Um, but what worries me, and I'm still paying attention to the chat, and what I'm gonna do in this stream is I'm kind of gonna pay attention to what y'all say in the chat, and I'm gonna basically kind of go into that and give you what I think. Yeah, I think James Harden will get traded now that Russell Westbrook's gone, because it's always been said if the Rockets were going to trade James Harden, then they would have to deal Westbrook first. And we just dealt Westbrook. So um, I just kind of want to get this out of the way a little bit. It's painful for me. It's painful for me to say this because I did like Russell Westbrook. Now, no, he wasn't very effective. Um, as effective as I'd like him to, as I would have liked him to be this season, but I liked him. I thought he was still that that unstoppable force that gets right to the rim without any hesitation and goes through anyone who tries to stop him. And I'm dumbfounded that the Wizards actually went through with this trade because I thought there's no way they're going to trade John Wall. And the reason being, the Wizards are they're huge John Wall fans. Why do you think they kept him this long? He has carried their team outside of Bradley Beal. He has carried their team to multiple playoff appearances. And I think the reason they haven't made the playoffs the last few years, because John Wall's hurt. Also because their bench is junk. But at the same time, this makes you wonder, if John Wall is healthy, what could he bring to the Rockets? I never thought I'd hear myself say the words, John Wall is a Houston Rocket, because I never saw him really as, a big trade candidate when it involved Westbrook. But no, I think now that Westbrook is gone, Harden will probably get dealt. I don't think it'll be to the Nets. He's going to be dealt wherever the Rockets can get the best deal possible, and because it's not up to him. James Harden seems to think that the world revolves around him right now, and I don't know if y'all saw that Instagram thing he did a few weeks ago when those rumors were going around. And there's so many, um, oh, please tell me you're capping. Please tell me that's not true. Please tell me that's not true. You're kidding, right? Oh, that's not true. Herc Ball, are you trolling? I hope you're trolling. I hope that's not true. My heart's gonna stop. Okay. So yeah. Okay, apparently I'm checking it right now. This is actually, honestly, looking at it now, I think I've kind of let it settle in because I'm looking through the news and kind of the analysis. Actually, I didn't know this. John Wall and DeMarcus Cousins are boys too. They played together in Kentucky. So I don't know. Maybe this is good. And they're saying now that, the Rockets' current position with James Harden hasn't changed. No, this is from Tim McMahon. I don't know how to pronounce his name. McMahon. I don't know. Okay, I'm just gonna call him Tim. This is from Tim from ESPN. Rocket source stance on James Harden has not changed. Houston hopes to be competitive with him this season. Does not want to envision a scenario where Harden would be traded before the opener. So there's a possibility James Harden could get traded during the season, but I don't see it. I don't see him getting traded in the offseason. And I think what I really loved about this trade was that we actually got a first round pick for Westbrook, because honestly, that's what that's his cost. Now, you know, it's sad for me and it's sad for Houston because, we all kind of embraced Westbrook this whole season. We were, really, I'm going to miss Westbrook, honestly. And I know that he had so many things about him that were so, but I don't know. Maybe. Stop. That is not true. We did not trade Harden. Please tell me. It's like y'all type this in the chat, and then I have to go check because I'm like shaking. That's not true. Two people are now saying that James Harden is getting traded. No, that would be on the front page, wouldn't it? Let me check Woj. Maybe Woj has something. No. Okay. Stop it. No. OAB Bolte. That's not true. Then, if he told you James Harden was getting traded, that's not true. What Russell Westbrook? Yes, that is true. Um, it's gonna be, man. That's cap. That's definitely cap. Yeah, Guapo's right. That's cap. I don't know. Westbrook was just such a big piece for Houston, and him and James Harden, they grew up together. They were buddies for such a long time, and I think they actually paired up well. I actually checked something today. It said that what Russell Westbrook and James Harden were the all-time like highest scoring duo in NBA history, and I was like, how is that possible? Because I can name like 10 duos that are better than Harden and Westbrook. And I think that's because both of them are such competitive and ferocious scorers that's where that heads to. And I don't know what the chemistry is, honestly, between John Wall and James Harden, but let's hope it's good. I'm still trying to grow on this. I'm going to miss Russell Westbrook. So I'm going to get to this right now. Thank you, Russell Westbrook, for the year you gave us. You got us to the second round outside of James Harden. During that whole streak when Harden was really struggling and he didn't have his game face on, Russell Westbrook carried us. He was scoring almost 30-plus points a game every game until COVID came around, and then Harden was back in business in the bubble. But I don't know. I'm still trying to imagine Russell Westbrook in a Wizards uniform. Still doesn't make sense to me. Now I understand he's going to be paired up with Bradley Beal, and that's who the Wizards want to build around. The Wizards want to build around Bradley Beal, and that's what they did. That's exactly why they did this. They made this trade. And apparently, I just read that, Bradley Beal was trying to get Westbrook here, or not here, to Washington. And when I saw that, I was like, well, I don't think we're going to trade Westbrook. If we're not trading Harden, we're probably not trading Westbrook. But nope. Rockets said, no, actually, nah, not really. We're going to go ahead and trade him. Raphael Stone said, yeah, Russ, this isn't going to work out. And we actually went through with it, and I'm really surprised that we did go through with it. I still need to let this trade grow on me a little bit. I'm really going to miss Russell Westbrook. And I know, and my friends and possibly even my family will tell me you shouldn't be sad that Westbrook's gone, because Russell Westbrook, they think Russell Westbrook, everyone tells me, and it's like everyone I know, they always tell me, well, Russ wasn't that effective. And I was like, well, once you get to know a player, even if they're not that effective, it's still so sad to see them go. But I still need to let this trade grow on me. I'm still not fully deciding whether I like this for the Rockets or I dislike this for the Rockets. John Wall's coming to Houston, baby. And he's going to be paired up with DeMarcus Cousins and James Harden. I think James Harden and John Wall are buddies because I saw a video of them both working out together or like playing a pickup game. I don't know where the Rockets are heading, honestly. Yeah, I mean, you get Christian Wood and DeMarcus Cousins, two great signings. I actually really like those moves by the Rockets. I was like, this is smart. This can make us a huge contender. But then you go and do this, and you downgrade from Westbrook to Wall. And honestly, a little bit, this trade and when I say this, y'all are going to be confused because, one, this isn't football, and two, that's not who we traded D-Hop for, but This kind of reminds me of the DeAndre Hopkins trade because right after the Texans dealt Hopkins to the Cardinals and got David Trash Johnson, we went and got Brandon Cooks right away and Randall Cobb, which are two guys who are just downgrading from Hopkins. And I'm like, well, why would you do that when you had the best wide receiver in football, but then you just downgrade a level to the next, decent wide receivers? That's what this kind of feels like to me. Westbrook is a great point guard, very effective scorer. My chair just dropped. Sorry. Okay. Very effective scorer. But now you trade him and you get John Wall, who's like a step below Westbrook's level. I don't know. I'm just so torn. I'm confused because I never thought the Rockets would actually go this far. I'm surprised, and I'm hoping the next few weeks will be better for the Rockets and that they won't trade Harden. I don't know. This has been a crazy offseason. I mean, we lost D'Antoni, we lost Morey, now we lost Westbrook. That's who we're gonna have to count on right now is John Wall. If John Wall comes through, voice crack. If John Wall comes through, we're gonna have to, we might be a contender. But if he doesn't, our chances are low of winning a championship this year or in the coming years. So also, even besides John Wall, we got to hope that the Rockets make a good decision next year with that draft because I'm hoping that's what that first round pick is. I don't know. But yeah, and that's the main reason because I see you're saying John Wall is hurt. That's the main reason that I still need to let this grow on me because John Wall is still hurt, and I don't know how long he's going to be out. I feel like he's been out for what, 2 straight seasons now? No, actually, no, he's not hurt because why would he be hurt if he was working out with Harden? I don't know why I said that. So no, John Wall is healthy, but it's a step below Westbrook's level. And Russell Westbrook, I'm going to miss him. I wish him the best in Washington. And, I mean, got to say, it's not going to really be the best considering Washington is a pile of garbage. So, and I mean, no offense to Washington. They got talent. They got some talent. But at the same time, you're getting Westbrook now. This is better for Washington because they dealt, a guy who's been hurt for 2 seasons and they get an all-star point guard. I mean, this is good. This is good for the Wizards. I don't think they're going to be contenders anytime soon unless they start getting, big picks. But, this could possibly make them an 8 seed, maybe. I don't know. But I don't know. This has been a crazy offseason. I don't know why our players are having problems with Steven Silas. I actually kind of like that. I like that the Rockets picked up Silas. I don't think that he's a bad coach choice. I understand maybe they wanted Jeff Van Gundy or they wanted Ty Lue or they wanted Sam Cassell. But the problem with those guys, Jeff Van Gundy's already, he's already coached in Houston. His time in Houston is done. He's already done all that. Ty Lue, would you rather take a job would you rather take Doc Rivers' place or Mike D'Antoni's place? Doc Rivers' place. Because Doc Rivers is a better coach than Mike D'Antoni. Maybe Mike D'Antoni leads a better team than Doc Rivers does ultimately. But Doc Rivers is the better coach. So that's why Ty Lue took that job. And, Sam Cassell wants to become a higher position with the Clippers too. I don't know. I don't see this as a big loss. I think the 2 things that worry me the most is, does this mean Harden's going to get traded? And will John Wall come through? Because, I mean, I'm sure Wizards fans are gutted right now. They're probably gutted, right? Yeah, they're probably devastated right now because John Wall, before Bradley Beal became the caliber player that he is, uh, John Wall was like Washington's. How do I describe him? Washington's Kyrie Irving, I guess. And they went to the playoffs a few times with him, which they got destroyed in. But it's doesn't really matter. I don't know. So as I've said about, so this is gonna be about the 8,000th time I've said this. Um, I'm still letting this trade grow on me. I think I'm almost to that point where I'm like, okay, I can inhale and exhale here. I can shake this off. The Rockets can shake this off. Hopefully, um, I hope Harden maybe sees this and is like, okay, I don't really like that you traded my best friend, but I got another friend who's coming in, and now I got two centers who I can really work with. So let's see where this goes. I'm gonna keep y'all posted. If Harden gets traded in the next few days, you can consider that basically my resigning from basketball because I wouldn't be able to sleep knowing that James Harden isn't on the Rockets anymore. Because that's all that growing up, that's all I've ever known. That's like when Hakeem left the Rockets for the Raptors for like that 1 year, and Houston was so gutted about that, even though the Raptors didn't do much. Um, that's just what it feels like right now if Harden were to get traded. So once again, to kind of start to head toward the conclusion of the stream, Russell Westbrook has been traded to the Washington Wizards for John Wall and a first-round pick. Still letting this grow on me. I'm sure all of Houston is letting it grow on them as well. I'm intrigued to see how this next season goes. I was excited when the Rockets traded for Westbrook. Yeah, I miss Chris Paul, but I was excited because I was like, Russell Westbrook is an upgrade from Chris Paul, but sometimes you really got to fulfill the needs of your players, the wants of your players. I don't know. Because our current standings, I feel like before, and yes, I feel like every time I start to talk about something, y'all have already chatted about it. Our current standings before current or our recent power rankings before had us pretty high, and I feel like now they've dropped. Like Guapo said, I feel like they've kind of dropped from 3rd seed to 5. I'm split. And as soon as I heard this, I didn't even see this. I was checking ESPN all day. Last few days, I've just been crazy checking on the Rockets just to see if anything's happening. But of course, when I don't check it, the big trade happens, and I have to hear about it on the phone. And I get a hole in my chest because I have to be told. I don't have to be informed by the computer. I'm told on the phone. And I'm sorry, that's more painful because you're being informed by someone who has seen the news before you have. And two, you've been checking all the live long day looking at Rockets news, and as soon as you turn it off, they make a big trade. So 2021 is going to be very different. John Wall at point guard, James Harden at shooting guard, maybe Eric Gordon, Daniel House at small forward, Christian Wood at power forward, and DeMarcus Cousins at center. I think now with this trade we need to bench PJ. PJ needs to be benched. I Just worries me is Harden going to get traded or not. I don't know. And the pick, yes. I like that y'all brought that up in the chat. The pick is the most important part, I feel like. Outside of John Wall. John Wall has to come through, and John Wall and this pick are the only contents of this trade that the Rockets get. But this pick kind of determines our future. Are we going to get a good pick from this? Because what the Wizards do next season or the season after that determines how high this pick will be for the Rockets. So John Wall and James Harden are officially a duo. DeMarcus Cousins is here. He's ready to go. They're saying he's looking great. Christian Wood is here, who had a breakout season with the Pistons last year. It's this offseason so far has been crazy. Chris Paul getting dealt to Phoenix. Lakers got Montrezl Harrell, which I was like, why? That was so this, and that's my problem with this offseason. Some of these trades just don't make sense. Like the fact that the Lakers went and got Dennis Schroeder, I was like, yeah, that's actually not a bad move. Schroeder's definitely better than Danny Green. Sure, Danny Green might be better at threes, but Dennis Schroeder's better all around, and he's a six-man. But the fact that they went out and got Montrezl Harrell, I was like, why do they need that? They just won the championship. And I'm kind of thinking, oh, we're trying to go for repeat, And Montrezl Harrell was like, yeah, I'll go with that just because we won the championship. And Montrez wants a quick way to the title. And, who else got traded? It's really been all LA until now. I think the Rockets. I think another reason the Rockets made this trade was because they saw that LA and like these other big teams were making these trades to get like valuable assets, and they were like, okay, you know what? We're gonna go ahead and do this right now, which confuses me because with or without this trade, you're still a contender here. Like, doesn't really make you any less of a contender. I don't know. I swear. Hurt ball. If he's not hurt, okay. Can someone? I'm not even gonna check on it. Can someone just confirm that to me that that's not true? Because Hurt ball keeps capping, telling me that all this is true. I don't know. Anthony Jim Long. Anthony Davis isn't really a center though anymore. He's kind of evolved into a power forward. Sure, you lost Dwight Howard, and did y'all lose JaVale McGee? I don't know. Yeah, it's true. Okay, trading Harden. I like that. If we traded Harden, I'd say you either need to get a big star for him. I'm not accepting a James Harden trade that involves Spencer Dinwiddie and Karis LeVert. I'm sorry. That could probably determine our future, but I don't want that. That just doesn't seem like James Harden's worth. I mean, we're talking about a guy who last 5 seasons has finished as an MVP candidate, and I think actually every year he's finished as a finalist. I don't know. Ben Simmons, yeah, like you're saying, Bolty. Ben Simmons is a guy we need to go and get, plus maybe a first, second round pick. If you trade him to the Nets, you need to get Durant, not Kyrie. I don't want Kyrie. We already have a point guard now. We have John Wall. Also, every team Kyrie goes to immediately goes downhill because Kyrie is like fungus. He just decays these teams. decomposes these teams. He went to the Celtics. Yeah, they made it to the playoffs, but he was hurt and he didn't really do much. They kind of carried it. Jason Tatum carried them on his back. Now he's on the Nets, and I mean, it's just Kyrie Irving has proved he can't lead a team, so that's why he teamed up with Kevin Durant to do it for him. I don't know. James Harden trade would have to be very some word for why. I don't know why I can't think of that. It would have to be very wide. It would have to be spread out. You'd have to get a package. You'd have to get a mansion for James Harden. Especially if you're trading him to Brooklyn, because Brooklyn has the assets. I think Kevin Durant and Spencer Dinwiddie and no, not a pick. Just Kevin Durant, Spencer Dinwiddie, done deal. I'll trade Harden for that. Done deal. I'll do that. I think that would actually make us an elite team. Now, a lot of people, I don't understand why a lot of people hate on James Harden too. I love James Harden, of course, because I'm a Houston fan, but I don't know why a lot of people hate on him. There's a guy that I watched yesterday who kind of went on a rant about James Harden, was like, "Oh, he's overrated and stuff." I was like, and all I could think to myself was, if he's overrated, why does he have? If he's overrated, why has he finished as a finals for MVP the last 5 seasons? Why has he led the scoring last 3 years? And why is he considered to be one of the most effective scorers in NBA history? Oh, Lord. Here we go. Okay, Houston ball, 13. I don't know if that's not popping up. You sure about that? You sure about that, Houston ball? You sure about that? That's not. I'm so paranoid right now. Y'all, I'm getting so paranoid because the Rockets went through with this trade. I'm getting paranoid now, like, by everything I see, because at first I just couldn't believe this trade was real. So now I'm getting paranoid by everything, and I'm having to look up everything, y'all throw at me. Like, if you threw something at me like, oh, James Harden got traded for Spencer Dinwiddie and Karis LeVert, I'd have to go check it right away. Did y'all see the off note a little bit? Did y'all see the City Edition jerseys? They just released them about a quarter of an hour ago. I've been keeping my eye on these for the last few days. I kind of like it. It looks kind of throwback type, but at the same time, I'm like, this doesn't go with the colors at all. No, I'm just gonna say it right now. I don't think we're gonna trade James Harden anymore now that I've let the trade grow on me. I know at the beginning of this video, I said, yeah, I think James Harden will get traded. Now that I've let it grow on me, I'll say no, he's not gonna get traded. Russell Westbrook got traded. James Harden's not. So, in conclusion here, the Rockets get John Wall and a first-round pick, future first-round pick, for Russell Westbrook. I'm going to give this trade a B because I don't like the fact that the Rockets traded an all-star caliber player for just the step below. It's just downgrading a point guard. But at the same time, I'm giving it a B because we got a first-round pick out of it. And no, we're not trading Harden this year. I think we're going to keep him until his contract expires, and then I think he'll leave. I think we'll only have Harden for about 2 more years. in other news, I think. Oh, hold on. In other news, uh, I don't know if y'all want to hear about the Astros right now, but there's been some rumors floating around. Josh Reddick is gone. I'm so happy about that. I saw it today, and he like kind of wrote a thank you letter, but I was dancing because I was like, all right, you want to go ahead, go right ahead, be my guest. But apparently, the Rockets are offering arbitration contracts to Correa, Diaz, and McCullers. Not bad, but that's just off topic because I want to keep up with the Astros as well. That's who else I'm worried about. In Texans news, of course, I don't want to talk about the Texans because they're trash. I don't. Another news, Will Fuller and Bradley Roby got suspended. He did. Oh no, did LiAngelo Ball actually sign? Are you kidding? I saw an article today that had him in a Pistons jersey. Yeah, that's true. Wow. Why is everyone saying John Wall's hurt? He's not hurt. Woj would have been saying it like what? Here, I'm looking up John Wall right now. It's not going to say anything. I mean, they're all I'm seeing on Twitter for John results for John Wall is just thank yous from Wizards fans, and Washington fans. I don't know. I don't know. I don't. I don't think the Rockets are bad. I don't think the Rockets are going to be bad. I think the Rockets will be about the same. I still don't think they're a championship caliber team right now, but we're a contender. I mean, you can't deny that. John Wall, fine. John Wall injury. Let's see. Okay, he ruptured his left Achilles during a fall at home. This was no. That's from like 2 years ago. It's not true. I don't know. Hmm. This is. I'm getting so much news thrown at me right now from y'all. Y'all are like, I got so many John Wall, and if John Wall does get hurt, we officially lost this trade. I don't know. This is this is still insane to me. By the way, I'm getting a few. I'm just gonna bring this up. I mean, to most of y'all, this doesn't apply because y'all are keeping it real. But I got one person in the chat right now who's being a bit toxic. So just want to let y'all know, don't use no words. I don't like to do that. I don't like to bring that up, and I definitely don't like to call it no words, but that's basically what comes to mind when it comes to that topic. The NBA has been crazy though lately. Getting back on topic, NBA has been really crazy though. It really all started when the Clippers lost to the Nuggets in the second round. I was so stinking crushed about that because I was like, you know what? The Clippers honestly are better than the Lakers. I thought the Clippers were better than the Lakers. But what I did forget was that the Clippers have always been known to choke big leads in the playoffs. That's what I forgot to mention to myself. So, the Clippers got eliminated, and that basically just set up the championship dub for the Lakers. I don't know. This. I was so mad about that because I just thought to myself, if I'm I'm telling you, if they didn't have Anthony Davis, they would be exactly where they were last year. Now I understand LeBron got injured last year for like 2 weeks, but I'm telling you that Anthony Davis is the only reason they actually got to the playoffs. And I'm not kidding. The Lakers would not. I'm being serious right now. I'm sorry. To Laker fans who are on the stream right now, if there are any, the Lakers would not have won the finals if the Clippers had beat the Nuggets. Or maybe they would have made it to the championship, but barely because they destroyed the Nuggets. Like I understand the Nuggets had a great run. They came back down 3-1 twice in a row, but let's be real here. The Nuggets are not like championship title contenders right now. Possibly in the future, but not right now. This is crazy. NBA is so crazy. Sports is crazy right now. COVID has really turned this around on sports. Man, what I can't believe is that we actually were gonna deal Westbrook after 1 year. I saw a video of Russell Westbrook working out today with some of his buddies, and he seemed so ready for the season. He was like, "Okay, they didn't trade me, but they went out and made some, moves. I feel better, so I'll stay." He seemed so pumped about this season because he seemed confident that this would be his breakout season and he would break out with the Rockets and possibly lead them to a title. And then, of course, we trade him the same day. I still don't know what to make of this. I still don't know. And I said like, what, 10 minutes ago that I was going to start concluding this video, but I don't really know how to because I'm just so torn and I need to talk to someone about it. I'm I'm torn. I still don't really know what to say, but I think now I'm going to officially start concluding the video. In conclusion, no, don't think we're going to trade James Harden. Yes, we traded Russell Westbrook. I think John Wall will do us some good. I don't think he'll be Westbrook caliber, but he'll be good. DeMarcus Cousins will have a decent season. Christian Wood will have a good season. And the Rockets will maybe finish possibly 3-4 seed. So let's see where the season goes. I just don't want the Rockets to do the same thing every year and just finish at the same place. That's a Texans move. So that's where we're going to end the video or end the stream. So this was a nice stream. We went almost 45 minutes. Well, okay. By the time I end this video, we'll probably be at 45 minutes. So we did this for a while. Thank you all for tuning in. I appreciate it. Let's try to hit 50 subs. I want to try to do that by the end of the month, end of the year. So let's try to get that done. Once again, Russell Westbrook gets dealt to the Wizards for John Wall and a first-round pick. Let's see where the season goes. I'm ready to go. Season starts at the end of this month, so we'll see Westbrook in a Wizards jersey in just a few short weeks. So that is going to do it for the video. Well, I always say video. That's going to do it from the stream. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you did like the stream, please subscribe. And, comment down below what y'all thought of the Westbrook trade. What are your grades? Actually, I'm going to give you all a second maybe to give your opinions on the trade. What's your trade grade here? So, once again, like, subscribe, and comment down below your thoughts. I will see you later. Houston fans, sports fans, basketball fans, go Rockets. Bye, guys.